Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to demonstrate that oxygen gas is liberated in the process of photosynthesis. We are aware that all green plants, okay, and then there are cyanobacteria, there are green algae which perform the process of photosynthesis in order to make or in order to synthesize glucose, which are organic materials. Now, the oxygen gas is released in the process of photosynthesis as a byproduct. Now, how to investigate or how to test that the gas which is produced in the process of photosynthesis is oxygen. So the aim of this experiment is to investigate the nature of gas produced in the process of photosynthesis. And in order to perform this experiment, you should set up this particular apparatus as it is shown here in the picture. Okay, so you require just very general things. You should have a beaker, fine, and the beaker should be filled with water, okay, and then you should have any water plant. Okay, this is very important. You should have any water plant. Now, the most commonly available water plant is Canadian pondweed, okay, which is also known as hydrilla. Fine. So you can take hydrilla or you can take Canadian pondweed. There's another one more plant called Elodea. Okay, so these are the commonly available aquatic plant or a pond water plant. Okay, so you have to take a pond water plant and take few pond water plants and insert it into the funnel. Okay, the funnel with short stem. So this is called the stem of the funnel. So you have to take a funnel with short stem and you should insert some of the Canadian pondweed or some of the water plant into the funnel as shown in the picture. That means the cut end of the plants. These are the ends of the plant. So the cut end of the plant should be inserted into the stem of the funnel. And later on, take a test tube full of water. Okay, make sure that you are filling water in the test tube till the brim of the test tube. Now, what is the meaning of brim? For example, this is your test tube. So this corner of the test tube, okay, the top part of the test tube is known as brim of the test tube. Okay, so you have to take water in the test tube till the brim of the test tube. So after filling water in the test tube till this brim, you have to actually invert the test tube on the stem of the funnel. Okay, here on the stem of the funnel, you have to invert the test tube, which is completely filled with the water. Now, what will happen? After setting up this entire apparatus, you actually have to place this apparatus in the presence of bright light. Okay, light source could be a normal lamp which we use in home, or it could be a sunlight. Okay, now as this water plant will be exposed to sunlight, what will happen? This water plant will start doing the photosynthesis process and oxygen gas will be produced, which will be liberated out of the stem of funnel in the form of bubbles. Okay, now these bubbles or this oxygen gas will start collecting at the top of the test tube. Now, as the amount or as the volume of oxygen gas will increase in the test tube, the level of water in test tube will decrease. Fine. One important point which I want to tell you here is the water which we are using in beaker. Okay, so if you are using pond water, that's well and good. And for example, if you are not having any pond water available with you guys, so what you can do is you can use normal tap water, plus you can add in this normal tap water sodium bicarbonate, okay, which is also known as sodium hydrogen carbonate. Okay, so you can either use sodium bicarbonate or you can use potassium bicarbonate, because this sodium bicarbonate after dissolving in the water produces carbon dioxide gas, and you are aware that carbon dioxide gas is also a very important factor or very important raw material for the process of photosynthesis. So while performing this experiment, this water will be having some amount of CO2 dissolved in it, but later on, because you have to perform this experiment for at least 5 to 10 minutes. So for such a long time, sufficient amount of CO2 won't be available in this water. Hence, we are adding sodium bicarbonate or potassium bicarbonate so that this plant will have sufficient amount of carbon dioxide for the process of photosynthesis. Okay, carbon dioxide actually should not become a limiting factor, because once it will become limiting factor, that means if the concentration of CO2 will go below the required level for photosynthesis, photosynthesis process will stop and you won't get appropriate result. Now, after performing this entire experiment, after sufficient amount of oxygen gas will be collected in the top of test tube, what you can do is you can bring a glowing splint near the test tube. Okay, the test tube which has oxygen. So you can bring glowing splint near the test tube and you can make out that the glowing splint, okay, here it is glowing, and the glowing splint will immediately catch fire. Actually, I should not say catch fire. The glowing splint will immediately burst into flame. Okay, so oxygen gas actually relights a glowing splint. Why? Because you have studied in chemistry in the lower grades that oxygen gas supports combustion. Okay, oxygen gas is something which is required for combustion. If there is no oxygen gas, no combustion, that is no burning can take place. Now I'll show you one video on the experiment to demonstrate that oxygen gas is produced or liberated in the process of photosynthesis. Now for this experiment, you require a beaker, a short stem funnel, a medium-sized test tube. Then you need these aquatic plants. This is hydrilla, which is also called Canadian pondweed. You have to take some hydrilla plants and you have to insert it into the funnel in such a way that the cut end of the plant should be inserted into the stem of the funnel, and then keep this funnel inside the beaker full of water. Take this test tube and fill water till the brim of the test tube and carefully place this test tube onto the funnel of the stem, or onto the stem of the funnel, okay, in inverted position. Now once you will place this entire setup in a bright sunlight, you can make out that oxygen gas has started producing. Here we have added in this beaker of water a pinch of sodium hydrogen carbonate, or you can add potassium hydrogen carbonate, which supplies the amount of which actually supplies sufficient amount of carbon dioxide for the process of photosynthesis. Now after this setup has been placed in sunlight, you can make out that the bubbles of oxygen gas is produced, and this oxygen gas is actually getting collected on the top of the test tube. Now carefully remove the test tube from the setup, okay, by closing the mouth of the test tube, because if you remove your thumb, what will happen? The oxygen gas will escape. Now bring a glowing splint nearby the test tube and you can see that the glowing splint has actually changed into the flame. So this proves that oxygen gas is produced in the process of photosynthesis. So I hope that by watching this small experiment, you guys are clear with the fact how to demonstrate that oxygen gas is liberated in the process of photosynthesis. In next video, we will discuss about how to investigate the effect of varying light intensity on the process of photosynthesis. Take care till then. Bye-bye.